Do you extremely hate it when you just bought a new Skylander that you've been wanting for so long, only to play them and realize they're garbage? Well, fear not, cause I had, many incidents. There are a few things that can make a Skylander really disappointing. Number 1. If they're overhyped on TV or if your friends talk about them, only to realize that you personally don't like them. Another factor that can contribute to this is that they might have an incredible design, only for their attacks to be not so incredible. But definitely the worst factor is the fact that you wanted this Skylander for so long, only to realize that they're not as amazing as you thought they were. So that's why today I'm going to discuss to you my top 5 disappointing Skylanders. But before, some rules. There can't be Skylanders that I used to like as a kid, so Skylanders like Dark's Lobbertooth will not be counted. There have to be Skylanders that I thought were going to be great when I was younger, but then I realized that they're just plain awful. These are the type of factors I'll be looking into these type of Skylanders, and keep in mind, this is my opinion. Let's go. Robo is the only Skylander on this list that I don't have. I'm not disappointed in his moveset because I never played him, but I'm more disappointed on what he has become. Due to a poor distributing of the Skylanders Lost Imaginites Adventure Pack, that is why he is expensive as he is. Learning about this new reputation of a character, this made me very unhappy, considering that Robo was the most anticipated character from Skylanders Imaginators.
I've got my eye on you.
If you've seen the first episode of Code First Impressions, where I dedicated it to Eyeball, you'll see how much I consider this guy average. When I first picked him up at CEX, I was super excited because many people have told me how great Eyeball is, and also he has such a great design. What's not to love about a headless giant with a giant eyeball perched on top of it? Unfortunately, my love for this guy was just not to be. His primary attack is average, his secondary attack is the only good move, and the third attack, just useless in my opinion. I'm sorry fellas, just not a fan of Eyeball. I loved Hoodsickle and Trap Team. He was my favorite undead villain. He had such an overpowered moveset and was just so much fun to use. 2 years after Imaginators was released, and I realized that I didn't have a Dark Skylander yet in my collection. So when I first bought Hoodsickle, I was super excited. One of my favorite villains in Trap Team, and my first Dark Skylander. Hoodsickle ended up being good, but not amazing. The Trap Team version of Hoodsickle was amazing, so why wasn't the Imaginators version?
Crush hour.
Even before I got into Skylanders, I remember watching a commercial with Crusher starring in it, so when I first got Crusher, naturally I'll be excited. Yeah, so it turned out to be terrible. He is super slow, his primary attack does no damage, his third attack is not great, his second attack is the only nice thing I can say about him. Remember when I said that the hype came and went when I first played as Astro Blast? Well, here's why. When I first played as him, he was so weak. His primary attack did nothing, his secondary move did nothing, and his third attack did absolutely nothing as well. Luckily, he's the only Skylander that I kind of like now, because upgrading him makes him better. Unfortunately, that's now, and not before. And that was my top 5 disappointing Skylanders. I deeply apologize if this video was shorter than expected to be. It's just because of time constraints. Do you agree with me or disagree with me? What are your top 5 disappointing Skylanders? I'm open to any opinions. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.